irrelevant. They are all irrelevant. Therefore, we should not. You see, now I take up one either interpersonal skill or team building or art of delegation, all those things. I will explain some of them. See what are you are telling by choosing one of the leadership theories. There is one theory called, as you must be knowing, situational leadership. Please listen to me, don't chat. Situational leadership. That leadership theory is appropriate for this frontline managers of this LMS company. That I pick up. What is the essence of it? As a leader, your behavior is dependent on the followers' behavior. Based on the followers' behavior. As a frontline supervisor, your leadership should be, please don't type, listen to me. Don't type, listen to me. Okay. The problem with you people are, you keep on writing so many words and I am thinking I may be missing some genuine doubts here. I am feeling little bad also, something international, Japanese and all, somebody asked. I could not articulate because I could not get properly working. Therefore, please listen to me first, after that only you can. So, this leadership theory is appropriate for this frontline manager.
Water, please.
Based on the person, the follower's traits, you have to decide. There are 4 quadrants. You have a follower, that means one of your workers. He is willing to perform, but not able to perform the job. You as a leader have to behave as a trainer here. You have to teach them. Somebody is talking about coaching, mentoring. You have to coach the person, train the person to impart the skill. That is what the leadership, appropriate leadership, you are demonstrating on this particular worker who is not at all capable of doing it, but willing to do it. There is another category of subordinates we have, who are willing and capable. If you found some of your colleagues, employees or your reportees are capable and competent, and of course motivated to perform. If you ask them our program, they get demotivated. If you do micromanagement, they get demotivated. What you have to demonstrate with them is delegate, as somebody was telling. Delegate. There is another category who are capable but got demotivated, unwilling to perform. Identify why these employees are not able to perform, or not interested to perform. What are the factors which demotivated the person? Identify them and try to rectify them within, if you could rectify as a frontline manager. If you could not rectify, you can understand the employee why he got motivated, but definitely associate him. Don't isolate him, but associate him. You keep on calling him, involving him. That is the leadership style which you need to adopt with the person who got demotivated by job. This is situational leadership theory. That is one theory you can impart. Coming to this, again, don't go into the OB and all. We are taking this.
Bottle and impu panjette.
Can you make it further expansion? Not possible. Okay. Now, content. Situational leadership theory. Skill. Demonstrating situational leadership theory. Same thing only there, but it is more of skill but you have to provide knowledge also. What is situational leadership theory and all. So that is what leadership theory content, and of course situational leadership, skill of situational leadership. That is, that way you have divided the objective into two parts: knowledge part and skill part. Knowledge you are going to impart on situational leadership, and situational leadership skill also you are going to impart. Then come to the next column, that is methodology, which is the appropriate methodology to teach the knowledge of situational leadership. You can give them self-study material, you can lecture them, you can use case studies. Chandra, don't get confused. There are two objectives. The one objective, but you have divided into two constant parts. One is knowledge, another one is skill. When it comes to the knowledge, materials, videos, audios, lectures, discussions, case study method, these are the appropriate methods to impart the knowledge of situational leadership. Then if you look at the skill, how to impart the situational leadership skill, as Chandra Mohan says, go for activity based, go for a role play, go for a simulation. Okay, sir, I used it to work in Chinese company, but there the FLM with leadership quality was absolutely high. Maybe everybody is doing the same job. That is possible. Okay, now facilities required to impart this particular knowledge. What facilities are required to impart this skill using this methodology? What facilities are required? Frontline managers we are talking, that's what I was talking also, Meenakshi. I don't know, my talk is over. Okay, so frontline managers, that's what I understood. How much time is required to impart this particular knowledge using these particular methods? To impart this particular situational leadership using this workshop method. That is skill. What facilities are required? Then how much time it is required? To teach the situational leadership theory, how much time is required? To impart the skill of situational leadership, how much time is required? Am I with you? Then, who is the appropriate person who can teach the situational leadership? Who is the appropriate person who can teach the skill of situational leadership? That is what trainer specification. After time required, there is trainer specification. Then you can see persons responsible. Okay, person, don't get confused here. This is relating to the facilities required. Facilities are required. What facilities are required? You require a classroom. You require audio, video. You require all the facilities, infrastructure facilities. So who is the person responsible to provide them? As far as skill is concerned, what facilities required? You may require a different type of classroom. You may require some original cases or situations within that organization. What these frontline supervisors demonstrate to write the scripts for the role play. So you need to have the access to those resources. Then who is the person responsible for providing them? Yeah, material, resources and all. The last column, if you could see, learning evaluation. You taught this leadership theory knowledge. Whether the participants have learned or not, how you are going to assess. You can assess it by giving a paper pencil test. You taught the leadership skill, situational leadership skill, whether the participants have learned to use this particular situational leadership skill or not. That you have to examine. If you give a paper pencil test, you end up their knowledge only. You will not be in a position to find out whether the participants have learned to use the skill of situational leadership or not. Therefore, paper pencil test is irrelevant there. It only provides you the information whether the participants have gained the knowledge of situational leadership. That's all. Because that is also one of your objectives, you can give the paper pencil test. But you should not stop their learning evaluation. You have stopped there means you are certifying they gained the knowledge. It does not always translate into skill. You learned a lot on driving. You have a great knowledge of driving, but not made any attempt to drive a vehicle. That means you don't have skill of driving. But if you learn driving, you will be learning very, very faster than anybody else because you had sound knowledge of driving. Am I clear to you? Yes. Now, how much time? This is what somebody has reminded me. I missed it. I am sorry. If I missed it, I am sorry. How much time? This is most important. How much time required? To impart this particular theory, knowledge of situational leadership, how many hours required? To impart this situational leadership skill, how much time is it? This is very, very important. Ultimately, that is what decides number of days of the training program. Say for example, a qualified trainer can teach the knowledge of situational leadership 1 hour. Skill of imparting this situational leadership 3 hours. Chirag, don't talk about level 3. Level 2 only we are talking. Learning evaluation is level 2. Yeah, as for the level of participants, so do bhaiya. No level of participants. We are not making learner-based training programs. We are making need-based training programs. Once they go back, they must be in a position to apply this skill. Therefore, you have to decide based on that particular objective. Okay. If there are slow learners, they have to spend more time. They have to learn from the co-participants, and of course they have to put extra effort. Okay, anyway, so that way, this is what we have to do the program. This is what is called as program design template I am showing. Once you have, say for example, a program has, so if you take up only linear network systems case, that program itself has leadership models, motivation models, and some other things also. So for each and every objective, if you decide what is the knowledge part you have to impart, what is the skill part you have to impart, what methodology is required to impart the skill or impart the knowledge, how much time is required for each and every objective. And once, say for example, the program has some 4 or 5 objectives. So once you have completed this template for all the objectives, you arrive at total number of hours of the training. Once you arrive at the total number of hours of training, then you have to decide, is there any standard timeline to depend for knowledge or skill? Standard timeline, I don't know standard time. See, number of hours is based on your past experience. You can benchmark with other companies and all, and others who are doing the similar programs. And of course, you have to ensure they go back and apply. To that extent, that means you should not rush. You need to have enough time. Okay. Now I need to go back. Yes. So we have decided the basics. You have divided the objectives into constant parts, that is skill and knowledge. You have decided the relevant methodologies. You have decided the different packets. So now you can decide. So at the end of the template, once you have completed for all the objectives, some total number of hours you arrive at, and based on that, you decide the package. After that, you have to compose detailed syllabus. So you will be developing the training program. This is what briefly program design. Now, yeah, it depends upon the participants and all. So much is there in the training literature, even though I don't support that. But we should know what are the different learning styles. This must be there in your book also, which was given by SHRM. Visual learners learn from graphs and so on and so forth. Kinesthetic learners who learn from doing. Auditory learn from hearing and reading. They are all auditory people. Okay. What we are going to discuss, I have sent you one cold learning inventory also. Some of you have filled. Those people we have not sent, please send to, I don't know how many. I have got some 17 students list only, maybe time frame and all, but that's okay. Even tomorrow also, today also you can send. That is not an issue. I want to see and I want to present in the next class overall picture. Now overall picture is not possible because I have few only. Suchit, Richi, Ani, Divya, Saurabh, Ravikumar, Bharat, Ritika, Eenal, Avani, Asija, Amit, Y, Sita, Prakash, Usaf, Sancha, Amrita, Ajay Rathod. This much only I have. So overall presentation is not possible. I have not received any mail. What can we do? There is some problem with your mail system. That is, they uploaded also. Okay, you Roshni, you would have shared it, but this Pranav will not be available after 12:30 on Saturday. So by the time you would have sent, many people would have sent also after this 17th. Okay, anyway, I will see all of them and I will talk about it in next week. Okay, now let me talk about these models. First, I believe that many of you have done. If you have done, then only you can understand and appreciate this particular cold learning inventory. In fact, I have not received any comment. Deepak, I don't know. There is AAS and there is a message. That is, they send it not individually for the entire group. There is a group mail. There is AAS. I don't know. These are the things which I don't want to entertain because it is a waste of time. Already you are there in this program. I think how many courses they have done? Gurunathan completed, them completed. No. These are the fundamental questions which you have to solve in the first two sessions itself. These fundamental issues should not come to this extent. And if I undertake all these things, it's a waste of time of all the people. Okay, don't send this type of messages here, but still, you please send mails to concerned person in the satellite office or even our talented people also help you. If you send a mail, that will be addressed. but don't waste time of the entire class at this point of time. Okay, now core learning styles. The inventory what we have filled is core learning styles. Now, how to put this one? Next slide. Right. Okay. So Kolb, this is very classical learning styles. What are even if you see that kinesthetic, auditory, these also based on predominantly based on Kolb learning styles only. So learning is the process whereby knowledge is created through the transformation of experiential learning. That's what Kolb says. So Kolb's FC learning style theory typically represented by 4 stages of learning cycle, in which the learner touches all the base. It is not one, all base the learner touches. First, a trainee encounters a concrete experience. For example, I have a work problem. Concrete experience, that is work problem. For example, when I have a work problem, I think of resolving it. When I think of resolving it, I generate many ideas. When I generated many ideas, I start implementing them. When I implemented the ideas, I get the feedback whether I could resolve the problem effectively or not. This is what the learning cycle. This is what the experiential learning. First, I experience a problem. I think of the solution. I generate solutions. I implement the solutions, and I get the feedback. This is what experiential learning. Every one of us undergo this process whenever we learn. Each stage is mutually supportive. It is possible also to enter at one stage, say for example, concrete experience. No, I am not a working employee. I am a fresh student. My teacher gives you a problem. That itself is a problem. Or no problem. It is completely, my teacher talks about various theories and all, I was given the books and all. So my learning starts from reflective observation, I read. Reflective observation, abstract conceptualization, that way it goes on. Now, let us see. We have tendency to overemphasize certain base and underemphasize certain base, but learning complete and competent. In these 4 stages, that is CE, RO, AC, and AE, there is a tendency on the part of all of us, we will be learning by emphasizing. That means there are people who learn more from the concrete experience. There are people who learn more from the abstract conceptualization. That way, a tendency to overemphasize or underemphasize one stage of learning. So, based on this particular tendency, these 4 learning styles were identified. What are these 4 learning styles? Those learning styles only you have filled. Concrete experience. CE. CE is concrete experience. So, predominant, as far as this particular thing is concerned, our Ravi Kumar, Divya, Richie, of course, A, and C both together. These people, not only these, you can see Bharat, oh good, Ritika, even Ajisha, Sita Prakash, of course, C and AE. So that way, yes, overemphasize means more score. What I am trying to say is when I read these names, they have scored more. That was the single largest. So what is this concrete experience? Emphasizes feelings as opposite to thinking. These people are open-minded, intuitive, and do well in the absence of structure because they can create their own structure. Then reflective observation, the next such type. What does it mean? It involves understanding. Of course, if you are a trainer, if I am a trainer to these people, I have to be a motivator. That is the role of the trainer. When the trainees are with this particular style of concrete experience. Okay. Next, reflective observation. But don't you think if effective active experimentation is done, too often employees feel highly disturbed? No, who has to act? Who has to experiment? I am not going to do anything as a trainer. You are going to do something as a participant. How you learn. If something is disturbing, you don't go for that. Something which is comfortable to you, that only you do. Say for example. Say for example. In a training program, you got the materials, you got the books, you got the cases. Even my course also I have given you something. Adding to that, I am trying to give you some exercises. In the last class, we have done one exercise. Today, we will have done one exercise. Tomorrow, next class, we will be doing some exercises. And all are aiming at the same. I am not going to teach you different topics. On the same topic, what I am talking on this, say for example, needs assessment or learning styles, whatever. I am talking on that. And I am asking you to do some activity, exercise. And for the next class, I am going to ask you to read and come with a case. If you are a learner with concrete experience, through the exercises, you will be learning more. If you are a learner, through reflective observation, you will be learning more from the books and materials which were given. Therefore, there is no question of disturbance. There was no question of disturbance. If it is something disturbing, that means I am not convenient to learn from activity. I am not convenient to learn. Therefore, I try to learn it from the notes, lectures, or I will be trying to learn by listening to the faculty. Therefore, there is no question of disturbance. That means no experimentation is done if it is disturbing me as a trainee. That is my learning style. Okay. Abstract conceptualization concentrates on thinking as opposed to feelings. They take a scientific approach and like working with words, numbers, and formulate theories. So, who are first of all reflective observation. As far as there is one participant with that is 20 learning is there is concrete experience. There are many. I have already read these names. Then abstract conceptualization. Yeah, abstract conceptualization, Saurabh Karla, that is his predominant style. Then Ajisha Michael, Sandhya is also there but not predominant. Sandhya, if I look at Sandhya Logarajan, if I look at it, it is very flexible. You got by and large the same 24, 25, 25, 25. So you can learn from that means you are not that much rigid. If I see some one of you where only an Arvo 2 score only got, that means reflective observation. So there is some rigidity is there. Or rather than if I want to say it in a positive manner, there are more scopes. Okay. So active experimentation, focus on actively influencing others. So the trainer's goals are also. So the point here is the most important. The point here is we should know what are the learning styles, and if you could design and deliver the programs which suits to the or which match to the learning styles, that is okay. But I am not in favor of it. Tailor, Tailoring the training to the learner styles is not practically possible. It is possible. There are some companies which say that based on the learning styles, we divide the participants. When it is possible, then you have good number of participants. Say for example, there are some 100 participants. You will not be in a position to conduct the program at a time. You have to conduct in batches. When you are conducting in batches, then you can tailor make the program which suits to the learning styles of the participants. 100 participants, 25, 25, 25. So you can divide them based on CE, RO, AC and AE, and you can provide them training which suits to their learning styles. But whether that suits to the learning, that also should suitable to the training styles also. You see, learners, as a learner I have one style, as a trainer I have another style. These two should match. Therefore, these are all theoretically okay, but practically not possible. Most important factor is you are designing the training program to meet the requirements of the performance rather than accommodating a particular learning style of a particular learner. It is the responsibility of the learner to learn from the program. For that, as a trainer, as a designer, as a deliverer of the program, you have to use multiple methods. That is the solution. When you use multiple methods of learning, everybody learns. You give them books material. You give them some case studies. You give them some activities. When you do when you follow different methodologies, everybody learns. That is the concluding part of
తాగు
this design and objective
టాబ్లెట్ వేసుకో
setting phase. Let us have a break now.
ఏం కాదు.
We will have a break
ఓ,
for 10
చేస్తే చెప్తా.
minutes. After 10 minutes break, we will meet and I will take you through training evaluation.
ఇవి వేసుకుంటే నైట్ మంచిగా నిద్ర పడుతుంది నైట్ వేసుకుంటే అయిపోతుంది టైం అవుతుంది
Next slide.